the people in the corporate security industry. So this is the second day of this training. We began yesterday. So we'll quickly go through summary of what we did, at least for those who are not here. So these are the kind of companies Asset Protection Academy is working with. We have a AP Solutions, which is into consulting. We have enterprise projects. We have Africa Security and Leadership Education Foundation. So we are not alone. We have brothers and sisters we are working with. These are a few programs we did in the past. This is Security Officers of Parliament, Security Officers of Bank of Ghana. This is JSA staff. We did something on strategy and innovation. GRA security officers. The same GRA security officers. This project was in 3 locations. This is UCS, one of the Jospon companies. It's more like a security company for Jospon, the Jospon group. This is a 3-day workshop with security officers of parliament. We had to prepare for the last parliament inauguration. And this was few of our classroom discussions. So in summary, these are our clients: Bank of Ghana, Ghana Revenue Authority, the Parliament of Ghana, and UCS. These are a few of the projects we've done in the past. This was for our colleagues in uniform: military, fire service, immigration, customs, who one day, or some of them as we speak, are resigning and joining private security. So we felt that there's a special knowledge they need for them to fit in well. Because once you wear the uniform, you are more or less domesticated. So we have to de-domesticate you. We have to help you to take the uniform down so that you don't go out there and start behaving as if you are in the barracks. Okay. Then we did something to introduce interested people to the private security industry. The industry is big. There's so much out there, and not all of us are aware. So we spent 3 days sharing all the opportunities and the challenges and what you have to do to survive if you're in the industry. Then we came to people who want to start a career in the industry, because it is not as prominent or visible and enticing or inviting as banking or finance or engineering. So people don't, it's not a choice for most people. So we spent 3 days trying to educate people that, hey, this is a career path you can take. Yes, it was a 3-day package. It was free. Just last Saturday, we did something on how to prepare a CV, an interview as a security officer. It was very interesting. A lot was exchanged and learned. Next month, it's actually next Monday, we are doing this. How to establish and operate a private security company in Ghana. In fact, the feedback we've gotten on this on this flyer is that many people see the flyer, but they don't know what it means. And those, in fact, almost those who have gotten back to our team wants to know, what is it going to be? Can you share the course content with us? Those of you who are in the industry, you know how tough it is to register and manage a company in Ghana. In fact, it's even more difficult today. Today, if you are a garden company, one of your biggest issues is how to make sure your gas stay. Because the gas, they are always looking for better opportunities. Sometimes not just the pay. So we are going to discuss other things we can do to help us keep the gas. So that's me and a little of the qualifications I have. And that's my current book. The book is out there. You can get a copy. You can call the number on the screen and get your copy. It's 180 cedis. The book is for you. As long as you are into private security, it's going to be valuable to you, because these are very difficult questions that are not being asked. So people have relaxed in their roles. So if you're a supervisor, manager, and somebody comes and starts firing you these questions, you wake up. In fact, it will put you on your toes. In the same way, when you have it, you know what you have to do. Because when you wake up and you ask yourself those questions, it will reveal a lot of things to you that there's a lot you have to do. So get your copy. So we began with introduction yesterday. Spoke about why we are doing all this. We said we want to help people. We want to help improve knowledge in the industry. We went into who a guard is, why their role is very, very important, the things they protect. Then we went into statistics, trying to know the figures. The fact that the industry is growing 8 to 10% annually. And because of high rates of crime, demand for the services of private security, the fact that government is even subcontracting their security task, because government cannot use police everywhere. And we said there's so many companies that are not registered. So we have galamsey companies in the private security industry. And when you interact with them, they will give you reasons why they are not registered. So you as security officer or security guard, be careful the company you are working for. And we also learned that the man guarding dominates 75%, even with the introduction of technology. Okay. And we said there are regulatory challenges, a lot of them. The police who have been mandated by law to check that things are done right, they don't have the resources. So there are a lot of issues. You talk about the work of security guards. You spoke about professionalism, what they have to do to be professional, being courteous, follow instructions and policies. You spoke about ethics. We spoke about the need for security guards to understand the legal implications of their actions. Because you work within the law. And we stress that if you want to gain the confidence of the people you work with, be disciplined, be professional. We spoke about the rights of security guards under the legislative instruments 1571, that you as security guard, you have some rights and you have responsibilities. Anywhere you start speaking about rights, remember that you have responsibilities. Okay? Rights to work for licensed company, right to be given ID card, right to wear the approved uniform, right to refuse labor rights. Then we came to responsibilities. You have to carry your pass. You have to return your pass to your employer if you are leaving their job. Don't just wake up and leave. The fact that you have a responsibility to follow laws and regulations of the country. The fact that you cannot wear any uniform that you want, any uniform or badge. The fact that you cannot carry firearms. You cannot conduct unauthorized investigation. If your company tasks you to do investigation, fine, but you on your own can't go and do an investigation and say that, oh, because you are a security officer, you thought you could conduct investigations. Don't also go and collect debts for people. You have that responsibility. If there is something that is affecting your job, you have the responsibility to ensure that if you have been convicted, you inform your employer. And we said all these things, if you don't do it, there are fines, you can be imprisoned, and all that. Finally, we stressed the importance of the security guard. Because no matter the technology, security guard will always be needed. What matters is that make sure you are working in a legally approved framework. You are working in a safe environment. You are working professionally, and you are meeting your rights and responsibilities. So today we are going to look at something different. I hope you enjoy it. We are looking at, just give me some few minutes. We are looking at skills for security guards today. Now, I'm sure you are asking, why skills? Okay, for all of us, when you are not well, okay, and you want to go to the hospital, you want to go to a hospital where you have the confidence that the people you meet in the hospital are qualified. They have the skills and knowledge. They are competent to do what they have to do. Right? Good. So why would you want me to employ a security guard I know doesn't have the skill or doesn't have the knowledge? Because when you are going to the hospital and they said, this hospital, the nurses are not good, the doctors are not good, nobody will go there. But those of you here who are in the industry already, you know people are recruiting security guys. They will not give them any serious training, but they are employing them. Why should we do that? I had a very interesting experience. I was doing some projects somewhere in Ghana. I went into a facility and then I saw that the guard on duty was not comfortable, like he was looking jittery. So I called him. I said, "Oh, my brother, how are you? How long have you been doing this job?" Then he said, "Oh, 1 week." "Oh, really? So how were you recruited?" And this is a question I ask security officers a lot. Because the way you are recruited affects your job. If the recruitment is very serious, you will be serious. Then he said, "Oh, Mikra is my brother who is here, but he's going to school. So he asked me to come and replace him."
Hey.
Somebody says, "Hey." Yes. That was exactly what happened. His brother is the one they have recruited, but he's gone to school. So he came to take over. And from all indications, it appeared the people there were away. Why will you take such a risk? So many companies are recruiting security officers, security guards, but because of cost implications, they fail to train these guys. Now, professionally, okay, before you deploy or before you think of employing any security measure, it means you've done what is called risk assessment. Your risk assessment will inform you the kind of security you have to employ. So if you have to use security guard, are you using 1? Are you using 2? Are you using 3? Are you using 4? It's like going to the hospital. I always use this example.
Hey.
Mr. Ransford, you can hear your voice. I always use this example. When you go to the hospital, you go, nurses will receive you, they'll take your data. They'll ask you, are you feeling this? Are you feeling that? They'll ask you the basic questions. Then they'll take you to the doctor. Doctor will ask you, can you eat well? Sometimes they will ask you to talk. "Madam, what brought you here? How are you feeling? What's the problem?" You talk, I cannot sleep. I'm feeling this, I'm feeling that. Then when you finish, doctor will ask you so many questions. If he is sure, he will prescribe a medicine for you. If he is not sure, what will he do or she do? Go and do a lab test. Why? Because they want to be sure of what is wrong with you. After the lab test, they will now be sure what is wrong with you. Then they will now prescribe medicine for you. It's the same as how to approach security. The consulting room you went, we will call it what? Security assessment. Because you want to understand the issue. You want to know what is wrong with this apartment, with this facility, with this factory, with this plant. It is after you are done before you can now think of the measures, the prescription. But many of us don't do any, we don't go to the consulting room. We just start prescribing medicine. Sometimes after you have invested the money, then you realize that no, you don't even need CCTV. Okay? So somebody's mic is on. Please check.
My mic is on.
So if you decide that your prescription is security guard, it should not be any security guard. It should be a security guard who has the skill and the knowledge, because it will come back to bite you. If you don't make sure this guy has the requisite skills and you leave him because you think that the training for him or her is investment and they may leave, it will come back to bite you. So today we are going to spend time to look at some of the skills security officers must have. And if you don't see these skills in them, please train them. Because security is a job that not everyone can do. And that is the challenge we have in Ghana or maybe Africa. We think anybody can do security. I met somebody who said, oh, for us, sometimes we'll be driving in town, we'll have uniform in our pickup. When we see you, then we'll ask you, do you want to do security? Yes, then we'll give you uniform. Anyway, it's not their fault because the laws are not working. Okay, so why do we need skill? Why do we need to have the right skills? Because when you have the right skills, it will help you prevent breaches before they happen. Because the right skills will sharpen your mind that, hey, you have to be alert when you're on duty. If you don't have the skill, you will not be alert. In fact, you will not even value the essence of being alert. So you go with your body and you are just there. They say you should come, so you two have come. And then you are just praying for your duty thought to end for you to go home.
Yeah.
Somebody's mic is on. Somebody's mic is on. Okay, Mr. Champo, we had all the conversation with your girlfriend. So, when you have the appropriate skills or the right skills, it prevents breaches because the person there knows what to look out for, how to look out for it. When you have the right skills, it helps you to respond to emergencies efficiently. There are some industries that are so unpredictable. There are almost always emergencies all the time. If you work in a mining company, you will agree with me. Because there, the Galamsey people are chasing them all the time. Sometimes Galamsey people come and even attack them. And once there's an attack, somebody must respond. And because you are trained, you value the essence of the fact that you have to respond quickly because somebody can lose his life. Because in your training, you do a lot of scenarios and you come to appreciate what can be an emergency. So when they say there's an emergency, when the alarm goes off, you will take everything serious. Now, when you have the right skills, you can easily de-escalate conflict. Something that would have escalated into some chaos because you are trained, because you have the skills. You know that security officer, you have to be patient. So even when a visitor comes or a client comes and they are angry and they are speaking to you anyhow, you know that your professionalism doesn't allow you to behave like this rude visitor or clients. This is the power of training. It changes. I tell people that when you go to university, okay, or anytime you are learning, you learn to help you think properly. You learn to help you behave properly. So learning changes our behavior. That is the essence of learning. You get the knowledge and now you appreciate that, oh, okay, so I'm not supposed to behave like this. So when you have the right skills, you will be able to de-escalate conflict professionally. In fact, when you start speaking, people know that, oh, wow, this guy is different. And then when you are trained, when you have the right skills as a security officer, it builds trust between you and clients, employees, and law enforcement people. These are not exhaustive. There are so many things here. Sometimes you see somebody, they will behave in a particular way and you wonder, this person, I think there is something that they don't have. And when you go into it, you appreciate it. So for those of us who grew up in the village, there are some traits in us different from those who grew up in the cities. Sometimes some people grow up in the village anyway, but they behave better than the city people. But generally, it used to be the case. Now, because of development, internet, people are in the village, but they know everything happening in the city. So your skill will help the staff of the company where you have been deployed, clients who come to the company, they will build confidence because they will say, no, these guys are professional. Now, there's an example here. They said in 2019, okay, a security guard in Kenya prevented a major robbery by identifying unusual customer behavior in a bank. His quick observation led to police intervention, stopping a planned heist. This is the power of skills. Because they had taught this security guard that, look out for these things. Maybe the people were jittery, they were dressed in a particular way, and when you are trained on how to interrogate people, By the time you are done, you will know whether they are lying or not. Because when you are lying, when you're talking to people and you are lying, there are some things you do or don't do. So the skills of this security guard in Kenya help the police to prevent a serious bank robbery. That is why, as a security officer, you need to be given the right skills. Now, when you have the right skills, you will become aware of your legal and ethical responsibilities. So you ask the right questions. You know what you are about. You be able to comply with the law because you know that, hey, Charlie, when I go against the law, I can find myself in trouble. When you have the right skills, you will not go and abuse people. There's a work that I read somewhere. They said, one, security guards are abused in so many countries. Either you work long hours and they will not pay you on time, or they are not paying you some insurance or task. Some of the women are harassed. And then we, the security guards too, we also abuse people, especially areas where there's a high level of crime. We arrest people, we beat them, we manhandle them. If you are skilled enough, if you have been given the right skills, you will not do that. And when you have the right skills also, it will help you follow company policies and protocols. Because in your training, they would have told you that in this company, we don't do this, we don't do that, we don't do this. You appreciate it. This is what skills is important. Now, the first skill we are going to talk about is observation and surveillance skills. Observation. Security guard, in many occasions, you will be deployed somewhere and they will tell you, you have to observe this, you have to look at this, look out for this. That skill will not just come. You have to be taught how to look. And I know all of us have had this experience before. Sometimes you look at, you see something, but you don't look at it. Oh, I saw it, but I didn't look at it well. Because you were not intentional in looking. If you see a woman with a lot of buttocks, you will not only see, you will look. So looking and seeing are not the same. And in training, they will teach you how to look or how to observe. And when you do that well, it will improve your situational awareness, because when you are deployed somewhere, you have to know that, okay, so this place normally, during this time, this happened here. During this time, that's a situational awareness. So you have to remain alert and attentive. So you see, being alert and attentive will improve your looking. So you don't just see. And there are techniques at looking or observing you have to look out for unusual behavior. Like you are at a place, somebody will come and pass, come and pass, come and pass, come and pass. This is unusual. And like the people saw in the bank, you are somewhere and it's like somebody comes around and they are nervous, they are sweating. They can't stand at one place, they are moving. So, this thing is unusual. So you see the difference between seeing and looking? Another technique is looking at entry and exit point for unauthorized assets. If they go and deploy you somewhere, and you know that, oh, there are exits and entries, and people may enter that they are not supposed to enter, your eyes will go there. Sometimes, if it is possible, you will lock it so that when they come behind the door, they ask you and you come and open. One other way is to look out for abandoned objects. Sometimes, you know that this place, somebody cannot just come and put this phone here like that, or this bag here, or this dress here. It means there is something. These days, any bag that will be left alone in an airport becomes suspicious. Why? Because it may be that something is going to explode soon or later. I remember I went to Germany and I left my bag at some airport just to go to the washroom. Before I could enter, I saw somebody running towards me. He said, no. You can't leave the bag there alone. That was unusual to them because they were observing it from their CCTV. So quickly they called and the policeman ran towards me that I should go back to my bag. And interestingly, the example here is from an airport. You cannot go and leave a bag. In fact, in today's world, in any airport in the world, when you leave your bag anywhere, no, they will call you that, hey, chief, come and take your bag. So if you are deployed at the airport or anywhere, you know that normally nobody will come and leave a bag here. Or anything that you suspect can be something else. So this is the power of skills. It will sharpen your observation skills. The next skill that observation can give you or to help you do it well is patrolling. Most times we patrol to look out for some things. Either it is foot patrols or vehicle patrols. You are going to look out for some things. You are going to hunt for something. Because patrolling will help you detect and prevent security threats. And when your observation skills are good, whilst you're on patrol, you can see things properly. So one of the patrols is foot patrols, walking to designated areas and looking out for things, or vehicle patrols when you're going in a vehicle, or randomized patrol where you vary it because you don't want the threat, or somebody will say the adversary, to predict you. So you pass here, you come, you make sure you are not following a routine route. And we are being advised that we should always avoid using the same route when we are going on patrols. Because the bad people are looking out for it. They know that this guys, this time they'll come and pass here. Or normally the patrols, they go by this time. We are still on observation and surveillance. So when it comes to use of cameras and surveillance systems, your surveillance skills will become important. Now, another observation I've had in Ghana is you go to companies, they have the CCTV screen there, but the people there have not been trained. Skills to manage a control room is especially skills that you need to have. In the UK, there's a special course you have to do to be able to manage a control room. In fact, I know somebody who ran that course in Ghana here, though it's a bit expensive because it's paid in pounds. Your surveillance skills will help you monitor live CCTV feeds effectively. So you see, it doesn't come by birth. You have to learn the skill. The same skills will help you identify and report suspicious activities. In the CCTV room, there's a way you report what you see. There's a way you document what you see. Report either by radio or by alarm or by written report. So they will teach you all this when you are being taught CCTV operations. Your observation skills and surveillance skills can also help you maintain confidentiality when handling video recordings. So you see, the skills you have will let you understand why you should not share video recordings. If you don't know, you think that, oh, this one is a normal video. After all, maybe it's even on TikTok. Yes. But when you go to court, they will ask you who shared it. Though it's on TikTok, who was the first person to share it? So they will teach you why you shouldn't share anything if you have recorded it on your phone. Let's move on. We are still on observation skills. Your observation skills will help you handle unauthorized access and trespassing. It will help you approach trespassers calmly but assertively. You know, sometimes somebody is not supposed to pass somewhere and they pass. The way you approach them will let them be aggressive or not towards you. Your observation skills will help you do this well. Because first, you have to even assess this trespasser, whether they are drunk, maybe they are carrying some knife or something. From a distance, you can tell if you have been taught well. It will also help you to verify identification of individuals requesting access. Somebody will come and say, oh, I'm coming to visit my uncle. Ah, who are you? And this, you ask all the necessary questions. Sometimes even when they have access card, your ability to make sure, check and verify that this access card is right. You will learn all that when they teach you observation and surveillance skills. It will also help you to call police or reinforcement if this trespasser become aggressive. So let's say you are at a building, you see an individual accessing a restricted area, and you approach the person, you ask for ID, and you deny this person entry. When this person doesn't provide the appropriate authorization, what are you going to do? What are the skills will you have to check the ID and make sure that the ID is fake or is expired? Sometimes people have ID, it will look very new, but it's expired. If you have not been taught to check that ID, if you don't know, the last year the African games that they did, people came with fake tickets. Yeah. So today, because of computerized world, there are a lot of things you have to double check. In some years ago, people were having fake license, fake passport. I mean, in fact, even human beings, we have fake human beings. Another skills is verbal communication. As a security officer, you cannot afford not to communicate well. If you cannot communicate, then you are like a robot. Even robots these days are communicating. Because now your phone can even talk to you. And you can talk to your phone. So as a security officer, your communication skills is very, 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 very important. Both verbal and non-verbal. Here, they are focusing on communication. They are saying that your communication skills, because you know how we can easily get angry. Sometimes we get angry because of what people said. If your communication skills, it's not about speaking good English, yo. It is what to say, when to say, how to say it. That is communication. What did you say? How did you say it? Did you say it at the right time? Sometimes somebody can tell you something and it will hit you so hard. Aha. So if your verbal communication is good, what do? You speak clearly and confidently. Today I was in some meeting and then somebody was called to speak. And the person was saying that, you cry, which country do you come from? Because the person don't speak clearly. And because the person knows that people from such countries are confident enough, he was not seeing that in this guy. So security officer, your communication skills must be up, 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 up. And when your verbal communication is good, you use respectful and professional language. And everybody likes people who are respectful. Everybody. Sometimes our brothers who are mentally challenged, even they don't accept to be disrespected. So if you have very good verbal communication skills as a security officer, you speak respectfully. You choose the right language. Remember, every job has its own language. When you have good verbal communication, you avoid being unnecessarily aggressive and confrontational. Because you know the words to use. People who like women, they are very good at verbal communication. They know what to tell the woman, even when they are angry. You know, language is so powerful. It has so much influence on us. So sometimes you say, but you cry, this guy, why are you so close to him? Why are you so close to her? Most time it is language, the way you talk to the person. They always miss you around. So if you are a guard maybe in a stadium, somebody shared some experience with me. He was at a club in UK, okay? And then he says, sir, me, I know how to handle them. I always speak to them. Because in the club, there's a likelihood that somebody is drunk. So you too cannot afford to be aggressive. You have to calm down so that you balance the equation. You have positive and negative. But if you are all positive, there will be confusion. So learn to speak to people politely. Use polite tone, avoid unnecessary escalation, and you will always calm down tempers. Still on communication skills. If your communication skills is good, you can speak on radio very well, and you can write good reports. In that case, you use short and clear messages if you're on radio, and that is one characteristics or features or ways of speaking on radio. You don't talk long grammar. Hello, Alpha, this is Bravo. Message over. Alpha, move to 0.555. Roger, so far over. The person will say, Roger, over. Nothing like, Alpha, as you know, there's a confusion. I didn't always report who, what, when, where, and why. If your communication skills is good, you know that in most reports you are sending, who is the issue, what is the issue, when did the issue happen, where did it happen, and why it happened. In any form of communication, if you follow these 5 W's, you will not get it wrong. Because you know that Eric Entier is crying or happy, and it happened today at this time. It happened at Odoko, and he was crying because he was too happy. Avoid too much of opinions in report. If your communication skills is good, you avoid too much opinions. You will stick to the fact. Security is a fact. If your communication skills is not good, I feel, I'm thinking, I thought, no. Tell us the fact. We are not interested in this, your I feel and all that. Chief, tell us the fact. Communication has come here. Communication will also help you de-escalate conflict. You see, the other side, it was surveillance. Now, because you will stay calm and composed, you will listen actively. Somebody said listening is more difficult than talking. Because you have to listen, put meanings to what the person is saying, and then respond. Talking, you have to think and talk. So listening is very difficult. Your communication skills will let you listen actively. Because listening is part of communication. Anytime you have to listen to something, you want to understand it and sometimes respond. And anytime you hear something, you interpret it, you understand it, and you can respond if you have to respond. Communication has taken place. When your communication skills is good, you can always suggest reasonable solutions. Yes. A security guard with good communication can always de-escalate conflicts by making sure that issues are handled peacefully. The next skill that you need is emergency response and crisis management skills. Now we are going to see how this will help you. It will help you handle emergencies when there's fire or medical or natural disaster issues. Fire safety. It will help you learn how to use fire extinguisher. Yes. And assist with the evacuations. Now, I was on some projects and I visited so many institutions. Okay. Anywhere I went, before I will leave, I will test on somebody on how to use fire extinguisher. So I'll just call you and say, oh, okay, there's fire coming from this room. Please take the fire extinguisher and go and put it off. Some places they were confused. Some places they didn't even get my scenario well, so they didn't respond appropriately. Other places they will pick the fire extinguisher and then they will be struggling with it. They don't know how to pull the pin, how to do this. Your emergency and response skills will let you know how to use fire extinguisher because they will tell you what can be an emergency to the company. Okay. And once you are taught, if one of them is fire, they will not leave it there. They will teach you how to use the fire extinguisher. Medical emergency, your ability to call for help immediately, your ability to give first aid. These are all emergency and crisis management skills. So maybe you were there, a client collapsed, or in the night you were on duty with somebody, the person collapsed because you didn't have the requisite emergency response skills. The person died. Sometimes people go to accident scene and because they don't have the skill to manage the chaos, they rather go and cause more chaos, more death. So as a security officer, your emergency response and crisis management skills is so important. Now, when there's natural disaster, either storm or earthquake or whatever it is, if this your skills is good enough, you would have been taught that in times of this kind of natural disasters, do this or don't do this. Still on basic first aid and CPR training. If you have been taught enough, you can perform CPR. You know how to stop bleeding using first aid techniques. You know how to handle unconscious individuals. Some people, when people collapse around them, they become so confused. If you have not been given the skills or the training, you'll be confused because you don't know what to do. You are a guard at a hotel, a guest can, because they are tired, maybe they flew by air so many hours, they are tired. They are at the counter, no, they are taking their details. Then the person collapses. Then they start shouting, security, security. Security comes, security is confused. You should be able to offer CPR before the medical team arrives. So your skills as security officer,
ɛnyɛ asɛm ketewa koraa na yɛba
CPR is cardiopulmonary
Recording in progress.
resuscitation. Somebody's mic is on. Please check your microphone. Mr. Ras, your microphone is on. Okay, merci beaucoup. The next skill you need as a security officer is legal knowledge and ethical conduct skills. Yesterday, we stressed on this legal knowledge. We are not trying to make you a lawyer. But your job is so technical and critical that if you are not conversant with what you can do and cannot do, you put your company in big trouble. I remember one of our classes, somebody asked that, when you arrest, can you beat? And he was right, because he knows that sometimes some of the security agencies, I will not mention any of them, but sometimes when they arrest you, they beat you. And he too is a security officer. So he wanted to know that, oh, sir, so when I arrest, can I beat? You can just guess the question I asked him. I asked him, when they arrest your wife, do you expect her to be beaten? And then he was quiet. Why would you want to beat when you arrest? When you don't even you don't have an idea of what the person has done. So as a security guard, please, when you arrest, don't beat. Immediately you arrest, call police. That is what we are taught. Don't go and beat anybody. You can land in big trouble. And remember that some people already they are half dead. In fact, they are dead walking. So you should know your rights and responsibilities within the law. You should know that though you can detain someone, it must be for a short period. You should know that you should avoid using excessive force. Some people, they want to be aggressive with you. That's why they said excessive force. Excessive force. It means you can use force. The force should be a force that you can justify when you find yourself in court. They will ask you, why did you push the person down? You step on their head. You step on their stomach. You step on their chest, on their leg. You have to justify it. Now, in any such incident, always document it. Because some cases will go to court. They will ask you, did you document what you did? If you say yes, okay, tomorrow, bring it. That is the time you will be shaking. You are not going to look for a new book. And then you put the occurrence inside. They will catch you. So your knowledge of your legal knowledge and your ethical knowledge will help you understand security laws and regulations. And when you understand that, it will help you know that you cannot detain people for long. 2, you cannot use excessive force. And again, you have to document everything. The next skill that you need to have as a security officer is conflict resolution and de-escalation techniques. You see, this de-escalation keeps coming up, and there's a reason why. Because the world we are in now, so many people have become so much aggressive. So your ability to calm down remain neutral and non-confrontational. Gentlemen, it is very, 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 very important. Remain neutral and non-confrontational. Some of us, our blood is so hot. They listen, we are angry. Who are you? If you joke, don't do that. You stress yourself. You stress everybody else around you. Use calm voice and body language. I told you. Women, they like calm people with soft voice. If God help you and you have deep voice, so when you are on duty, stay calm. Check your body language. Sometimes your body language will communicate wrong signal to people around you. Your conflict resolution skills and de-escalation skills can help you even calm parties, 2 people who will decide that, oh, we are going to fight. They will come down and then you separate them. So conflict resolution and de-escalation skills are very, very, very important, because you know something, in the work environment, whether you like it or not, people will fight, not the Azuma type of fight. People will be angry with people. People will not be happy with people. So with this in mind, we as security, because you know, in many companies, security is like the police of the company. So in many issues, they will call police. So your ability to de-escalate, to calm down tension is so critical. Now, you have to be fit. Security officer, you have to be fit. You have to be fit. You need to get basic defensive tactics. because sometimes you stand for long. So you have to be physically fit. You need basic self-defense without causing excessive harm. In case somebody attack you, you have to defend yourself without causing unnecessary harm to the person. Practice safe restraining techniques. You should be able to restrain people. Even when people become so aggressive, rowdy, you should be able to restrain them. Maybe you are deployed in a nightclub, somebody is drunk, they start behaving strangely. You should be able to restrain this aggressive person before police arrives. If you don't have the skill, you cannot do it well. You cannot do it well. So if you are physically fit and you have been taught these defensive skills, it will help you save your own life and save the life of the people you have been employed to protect. Remember, in security, we protect 4 key things. 1, we protect people. 2, we protect properties. 3, we protect information. And last one, we protect reputation. So ask yourself, this my behavior, will it cause the image of the company? Am I protecting the company's information? Am I protecting the people? Am I protecting the properties? Now, security officer, another serious skill that you need is report writing and documentation skills. Remember, we learned that when you have to documenting incident is very important. Security officer, you have to learn. Yesterday, somebody mentioned it, report writing. It is a must. Okay? It is a must. Because in some cases, when the law is involved, when there's investigation, when there's insurance claims, the report you had that day will make all the difference. So, security officer, you have to learn how to write. Not write like a journalist. No. We don't write long English. You need this skill because it will help you write clearly and you use objective language. And this report, in most of your report you write as security officer, don't forget the dates, the time, the location, the people involved, and the action taken. The dates, the time, the location, the people involved, and the action taken. Security officer, your report writing skills is important. Your skill to document is important. The next skill that you need or is critical for a security officer is customer service and professionalism. Customer service. Today, security is no longer concertina wire, long wall, tall walls, somebody armed. No. Customer service is now part of security. Yes. So as a security officer, you should be taught customer service. Why? Because you represent the company you work for. The company or the business, you represent that company. If you have been taught customer service and professionalism, you will remain firm and friendly. So somebody will come, you will be so nice. It doesn't mean you will not check what you are supposed to check. And when you are professional, you maintain a clean and professional appearance. Yesterday, I shared my experience at the US Embassy, where I went and I saw a West Tech security guard. And I loved to be a security guard. The guy was in a very nice uniform, neatly shaved, clean boots. It gave me a different impression about West Tech. So if you're a security guy at a very beautiful hotel like Kempinski, you cannot afford not to look nice. It doesn't mean if you are some factory somewhere, you shouldn't look nice. So you look neat, but you still ensure that what you're supposed to do, you are doing it. That is the beauty of professionalism. Okay? That is the beauty of professionalism. Now, in today's security, there are a lot of technology tools. CCTV monitoring is one of them. It is good if you know this skill. In some places, if you are lucky, biometric access. In some places, when you go, people are standing by the biometric access and they help visitors and guests when they come. At least you must have a little cybersecurity awareness. Yes. These are modern skills, modern technology. Some places when you go, they will give you a tablet. It is the tablet you will use to send your report. Or it's the tablet you use to monitor your gas. So don't stay where you are, because there are so many things happening now that you cannot afford not to know. Okay? Good. So we have learned at least 6-7 skills today. And we know that these skills will help us do our work better. Like I told you from the beginning, nobody in this class wants to go to a doctor they know doesn't qualify. So why do you want me to employ you when you don't qualify? Or why do you want me to come to your company for your service when I know you have not been trained? Unfortunately, the company owners are not here this evening. But you, security officer, you can educate your own self. Don't just be there and say that, oh, our company, they don't train us. No. If you want to grow in this job, start training yourself. Start attending training like this which is free. When you have to pay, save money and pay and do and develop yourself so that you will not be a guard for a long time. So I hope that we have all learned something and we are going to employ it to be very, very good security officers. This is the end of the class. You can ask questions, you can bring suggestions, you can disagree with me, something I said you don't agree, you can bring it up, you can clarify points so that we all learn together. So,
hello, good evening.
Yes, go ahead.
This is Moses.
Moses.
I'm glad that this customer relationship came in. It is good for us to be customers, and you need to that the standard comes. I'm not insulting people, but the good and sometimes you go to some place, the smell that comes from some city that is very pathetic. So we should try as much as possible and groom ourselves well also. Thank you very much for
good. Thank you very much. Grooming is very important. Yes. I mean, look, the funny thing is that we all like nice things. We all like to see nice things. Mr. Ras, your hand is up.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
I want to use this opportunity to say a very big thank you for your kindness towards us, trying to let us to know our rights and let me put it, do's and the don'ts. But the question I have this evening is, as a professional security guard, you have been employed. For example, somebody just set up a company and chose that maybe he needs security. Maybe he has not registered or that he just employ you to become a security, whilst you have certificates to prove that you are qualified or professional security. But you get there, the way of their doings or the things they do varies from what you learn on what you know about security work, and you try to exhibit that capacity, that ability, and even to the extent that you want to educate them, but they rather see it from the other side, like you are just because for most of the company, when they see us to be just at ordinary gate openers. But some of us, or some of the securities, we are taking it upon ourselves, just like joining this class to learn very important things. But you go to some company, then they try to, like, I mean, if not a lack of better words, they try to misuse you. Like, they don't see security as anything. Like, when you try to, there are mistakes, as a security, you have to know your limits, your do's and the don'ts, just like how you are teaching us. How do we cope in such situations? Because, for example, me, I'm working in a company right now. With my qualifications, I even want to go. But the director of the CEO of the company wouldn't allow me. But yet, the money he's paying me is very lower. In this situation, what do I do? These are two. Can you say something?
Okay. You are right. They don't value the security because they are not seeing the risk. Okay?
Okay.
I don't know if anybody is here who has been robbed before or armed robbers came to attack them in the house before. When the armed robbers leave, the first thing is that you want to go for loan to come and improve the security of the house. That is why in Nigeria, everybody is serious about security. because there are a lot of the high rate of crime.
Hello.
I'll call you, Royal. Hold on, I'll call you. Let me handle Mr. Rice first. So my recommendation for Mr. Rice is that since you are educating them and they will not take it, don't stop. Because one day when you leave, they will remember you. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Don't
Boss,
stop
I
the
understand
education.
your point very well. But sometimes the staffs of the company, think maybe you are overstepping your boundaries just because they lack the knowledge about security.
Yes. That is why today we have learned communication skills.
So it's making it difficult for the, let's say, the manager and the HR to deal with such situation because they think you are the one like overstepping your boundaries. Meanwhile, you are just trying to let like secure. I mean, you are there for lives and property. So when you see a company car, for example, being misused or mismanaged, and you want to draw the attention of the person, then it seems like we are the company. So you are just a third party, because normally the private security has become some, way that we are mostly referred to as a third party in most cases.
Yeah.
Because they gave the contract to someone also recruit us, and then they gave us to them. So we are working, then they don't see us as part of the company. So when they are doing something and we realize, no, this property that has been incurred in your care is being mishandled by them, and you try to draw their attention to that, then they feel like, no, you are not part of the company, so you don't have the right to even say anything about that. Yours is to watch keke. So it's making it difficult for
Yes. So again,
yeah.
I'm happy you know the culture of the people. You know the culture of the company. You know how they behave. You know how they think. So even when in your attempt to educate them, you have to choose your words carefully. You have to know who will listen to you, so you go to. You have to know when to go. You have to know when to present your case. Now, this is one side. The other side is that I will encourage you, because you have good intentions, develop yourself and look for a better company and move there. Because this company is not serious.
Okay, sir.
So don't stop your education effort. Because one day when you leave, they will remember you. They will say, if Mr. Rush were here, he would have reminded us, he would have told us. By then, you will be gone. So,
boss, my last question.
Go ahead.
The company I work currently, I was ordinary security, but because of my hard work and other things, I've become the warehouse manager also, in addition to all head of security at this place. So when I joined the company, I earned, they pay me 900 cedis as salary. But in the course of adding the responsibilities to my work, the CEO of the company came to me. We had a meeting. He asked me how much do I think I should be paid, because before then, when he gave me the post as being the warehouse manager, I told him the 900 cedis is not going to help me. And he came, we sat down. In the course of the meeting, he told me he knows very well that I do a very good job for him. So he can't. So I wanted to go. I wrote him a letter of resignation letter. I wanted to go. He said he can't allow me to go. But now when we came to the table to negotiate about the salary too, it got to a point. I asked him just to pay me 1,800. He said he cannot pay me, so he can only pay me 1,200. Like in this case, it's like, and the 1,200. I mean, I'm not okay with it because of what I do. Because maybe after the class, I will send you some evidence. I work as a warehouse manager, and I also operate in the forklift for him. that one is a plus for me because I know how to operate that.
Yeah.
So, and he's also using that part of me, that advantage, but he don't want to pay me well. So if I can have some idea on how to go about it, I'll be very grateful.
Okay, good. So quickly, let me just say something. It means there's something in you the company needs. They want to keep you, but they don't want to pay the value, your own value, your proper value.
Yes.
Good. Don't rush to resign from the company. But I'm telling you, have a plan to leave the company. Because, of course, the job is difficult to get job. But if you search hard, you can get a job with all the knowledge you have, security, forklift, and everything. The manager, you cannot force him. If he doesn't see the need to say that this guy is doing something unnecessary. Sometimes for the company's policy, if it is not his company, maybe per qualification, okay? You don't meet some standard, the grade that they have to use to pay you. Maybe you don't meet that grade, so they cannot use any justification to increase your pay. Because every company you go, they are grade. The manager is at some level, the HR, everybody in the company is at some level based on your experience and qualification. So
boss, in this case, I deal with the CEO, the owner of the company. I deal with him personally, directly. I don't go through life.
Good. So if it is an owner, then he's just because he has the power.
He realized I'm doing well for him.
Don't worry.
He realized I'm performing good for him, but that's the main reason why he don't want me to go. But he's also not ready to what I value, like my value should reflect in my payment.
Good. So you have to be ready and start looking
for the company
job.
owner, it's not the manager.
Yes. Once he's not ready to pay you your value, start looking for an alternative or an option. Quietly.
Okay, sir.
When you get it, then you take off. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Good. As for those stealing, I know of another scenario where everybody know that people steal. The company is so big. Okay? When people steal, you know what they do? Yes. They will only transfer you to another company in the group. Okay, let's go to Liberia. Royal Security Solutions Network. Sorry for keeping you waiting.
Okay, thank you very much. We appreciate this training. As I speak to you now, our entire team here in Liberia, they are listening to you right now, and this training is helping our young people keep them guarded, keep them off the tricks and plan of the criminals. And it is very helpful. We appreciate you. And our team have been following for the past few days on this training. And we hope that you continue this training because it is enlightening the minds of our security guys how to behave. Like the training today, I myself as a CEO attended this training. And there are a couple of things that I gathered from this training. We talk about report writing, various skills, observation skills, and all of those necessary things that were being taught. And they are very helpful because just by seeing, we learn almost 60% of things that we learn. So seeing and observing the environment to identify what wrong is going on, they are very, very essential to us. But our team that are here with us attending this meeting, they have 2 questions to ask you. So I want to turn over to one of our team members who want to get some inquiry from you. Thank you, Chief.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so I'm Jonathan J. Martin. My question is from report writing. You made mention of the 5W that we're supposed to use, which is quite correct, but I agree with it. But you don't think it's necessary for us to use the 1H how?
Okay, good. And I'm happy this question is coming up. You see, sometimes things are used in context. So if in the Liberian context, what you mentioned is working. Please just stick to it. It doesn't mean what I said must be used anywhere. No. If what you have is working and it is capturing necessary information where when you have to produce that report, it will be fit for purpose, please go ahead and use what is working for you. If not, if you think the 5 Ws will bring more value, why not? We go for it. Next question.
Yeah. Good evening. I'm Julius Atuswobi. I'm listening to you, and based upon your explanation, there are a couple of things our team has learned from you. But my question has to do with confidentiality. Do you in any way think that confidentiality is necessary in the security sector?
Yes, very, 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 very necessary. You see, depending on the context in which you are working, like somebody said, normally security guard, you'll be working with a company, okay? So you become a third party to the company. So it's like you have left your home and you are working in somebody's home. You cannot carry things from that person's home and tell the whole world. When you see your friends, you know, my company has been deploying me to this company, and I know they have been involved in some fraudulent activities. Yes, we are required by law to report what we know is wrong. But what instructions did your company that deployed you give it to you? As long as the company is enforcing confidentiality, if you have anything, rather report to your company and not anybody else. Because once they employ you, they will give you all the instructions. Okay, in this company, when you are employed, you don't do this, you don't do this, you don't do this, you have to do this, you have to do that. So if you have been deployed in a place and you have seen something criminal going on, and you have to report to your company. Or you go there and there are some things that it may not be criminal. Maybe it is confidential to the company. You know, we have what we call trade secrets. You say, oh, okay, so these guys, this is what they have been doing. I'll go and sell the idea to my friend, so he also start the same business. No. Professionally, ethically, you have to be as confidential as possible. If there's something criminal, you have to report. Report to your company and not your friend or the police or whatever it is, because there's a contract between your company and the client. Any other comment or question?
Yeah. In a manual way, if you are assigned to a site, or probably you are assigned to a particular area, and you are using the manual form of security, I want to know what method can you use? Like, for instance, someone has a passport that is not a correct passport, let's say an invalid passport, or probably someone have an identification card that is not correct in a manual form. How can you identify that problem?
Okay, so if I got you right, maybe you are deployed somewhere, somebody comes with a card which is fake or whatever it is. How can you manually check? Okay. Everything starts from training. Everything. Now, in every card that you have, there are certain features that makes the card valid. One is the picture of the person. In fact, before we go to the picture, in training, they have to show you a card which is genuine. first. Because sometimes just by seeing the card, you can see that no, this card is not genuine. So first, you have to know what is genuine first. 2, if I bring a card to you and want to check, you want to see whether the picture there is for me. You want to check if the date has expired. You want to check if the date has been tampered with. Sometimes the date is expired, but they've used a machine to change the date. In most of these cards, today's cards, people, the signature of the bearer may be there. So you may take the card and say, okay, do you have any other ID card? If they say yes, you want to compare to see whether the ID card is right. Is the card too old or too new? But if it is too new, that is even more suspicious. You check maybe the edges, whether something has been done to tamper with it. Does it look like if it has a biometric code? I mean, all those features that make the card complete. These are, we are talking about using your visible eyes to check. So in training, they have to teach you everything that makes that card complete. And when you have that checklist, it is those checklists when anybody appear at the checkpoint or entrance or access point. These are the basic things you can do to check if the card. And sometimes if you are too at the point, when you are done checking, you can let one of your colleagues also check. Who knows? Maybe something that you overlooked. They will see and see the difference. So that's what I can say to that.
Okay, thank you very much. I think the team have asked all of their questions, and tomorrow we promise to be here again. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much. God bless you. Okay, any question or comment from anyone? Okay, there's some. This free class is very beneficial to me. I wouldn't jeopardize with it. Thank you, sir, for the opportunity and education. Okay, any comments or question from anyone?
Hello, sir.
All right.
Sir, this is Eric. Eric.
Go ahead.
Good. I would like to touch on the first question that came. I don't know if I'm taking you back or not.
No, it's
concerning, okay, security guard, spotting how, for instance, a company car is being misused. Okay. I would divide it into 3. We have a security guard employed by the specific company. And we have a security guard being deployed by security company. Okay. So in this case, if you were employed by the company, when you see something and you report it, first, second, in fact, not waiting for the 3rd time, you will know your position on that specific report that you are making. Okay. For instance, there's a policy in a company that nobody should use a company car for personal rounds. For instance, you have closed work, don't use company car home, but somebody will wait for the manager to leave so that they can use the car home. If you report it 1, 2, and the response coming, it's making you feel like you are a gossiper, you leave it there because it's a company policy, then you are doing your work. Even this particular scenario, they do it to drivers. They will let the driver park the car and another person will take the car home. So the highest thing the driver will do is just to report to the transport manager, and it ends there. If the transport manager will take action, fine. If he wouldn't take action, no problem. Then you leave it there. Otherwise, you follow it and then they will tag you, they will call you names, except you are given the mandate to report on that. Okay, now, when you are employed or deployed, employed by a security company and deployed to a specific facility, that one, when the thing goes wrong, you have to report to your supervisor or the company management. Sorry, the security management. Sir, as I came here, I was asked to check this, and that. But when I talked about it, it's still being repeated. Then you report it to your supervisor. Fine. But for those who are employed by the company itself, that one is different. But I think that if I'm a supervisor, security company manager or supervisor, and such things are happening at where I deployed my guards or my personnel, I expect them to give that report to me. Then I will officially write it to the company for them to deal with that issue. So that's my suggestion to that question, sir.
Okay. So when you are working for a company, before they will deploy you, they will give you their SOP. As you are going,
yes, sir,
this is what we expect you to do. When you get there, the company is supposed to give you orientation that this company, this is how we do things. So the furthest you can go is to report. You can report in your routine report. And by the scenario that came, it appears he has become part of the family. It's like a family thing. And family businesses are very difficult to handle these things because, and the example I gave earlier is also a family business. People they want to be so nice. Something that you think is so bad, to them is okay. So whichever scenario that it is, your company will give you SOP that, hey, this company, this is how we do things. Where we are deploying you, you can do this or that. When you get there, the company will also give you their own SOP. So you are operating with two SOPs. What they have told you that you can do or you cannot do, and what the company is also telling you you can do or you cannot do. All right. Any final comment or question? Yesterday
Yes,
I mentioned that. Okay, Ras.
Okay. To regards to what my brother just said, I think I've heard you being employed by the company direct. So I've been like explained to what I'm supposed
The network is
to
bad.
do and what not to do. And what is it okay now?
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Hello. Hi. Yes. Somebody there?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Hi. I've been employed directly to the company, and I am told that things happened here. Even before I assumed this position, I was made to understand that people use the company's property without permission. And as security, I am the supervisor myself. So nobody is coming to report to me before I'm even sending the report to maybe the CEO or anybody. I'm on the ground myself. So I see things that sometimes, because we have a manager here in the company, I try to communicate that to him first to see if he can call those people to order. But my predecessor, or the one I took over from, there's a scenario that happened. This is it. The thing happened, and he told the manager without the CEO or the company owner knowing. So when the owner realizes that that is happening in the company, he decided to sack the supervisor automatically, that he asked him to report the CEO of the company directly, but not anybody. So in this case, it's like the thing is happening, and this is what happened in this company. You don't have anything like caution. It's dismissal straightforward. So you see the person, you try to caution the person. The person also thinks that maybe because you're security, you are nobody to him. So he continues. And when you forward that incident to the CEO, it leads him being dismissed. You see, so it's not that you are being given a set of rules to that when I go there. But in this case, you have been employed to come and secure my properties. So when you see something going on and you think from the first approach, when you talk to the person, he didn't listen to you. You did. And the third time you didn't listen. Because what happened the first time was after I've been employed, there are even spies in the company that I don't even know about. So when you don't report, they do the report, and the CEO will come and tell you to your face that you are just here, is like causing financial strain to his company, that you are not doing anywhere, that he had report on this and this and the other. Why didn't you, the security that he employed and he's paying you, report that issue? So you see, sometimes it's not about you security when you approach the situation, and maybe the first didn't work, the second didn't work, and then you decide to leave it like that. When it happens like that, if it happens, case you will lose your job. You didn't even plan of getting anything like at that time, so you'll be left.
Okay, I think the issue is a bit complicated
to suffer. You understand?
You have a CEO.
You understand? So I think on this one, we need to maybe balance things well. So
yes,
that
your company, do they have a policy? You don't have a security policy.
They don't have one.
So your issue is big.
They don't have any documentation
very big.
at all regarding to security.
My advice is that
even how.
My advice is that just be careful.
Hello, please come again, sir.
My advice is be careful now. Save your job.
Hello.
Okay. Can you hear me? Be careful now. Save your job and look for a better job somewhere, so that you drop all this headache. Because you have a company where the CEO wants security to report to them direct. No. Or
yes,
certain other people. So you can call the number on the screen. Okay, my people will speak to you in detail on this, because it appears the issue is a bit complicated.
Yes, very.
Any other comments from somebody else? Any question or comments or clarification?
Okay. Yes, please. I have a question there.
Mr. Israel, please go ahead.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much for this teaching you are giving us. We are so much grateful. Now, my question is, you see, I like justice a lot. Even though I like mercy, I also like justice. It needs to be balanced. So my concern is that let's assume you are a security officer and you have a personal licensed gun. And let's assume you are guarding a gold trading enterprise or a banking institution, and there's a robbery. Like, robbers, normally they plan before coming, not one person. One person can come in, but they have 2-3 people behind them. One is inside, 2 are holding gun outside, one is in the car already as a driver. So in such cases, you have a personal licensed gun. But to the best of my knowledge, private security, you are not supposed to use firearm on duty. And I have a personal licensed gun. In these issues, that is beyond conflict resolution. This is a case that have escalate and it will end in loss of lives. Can you use your personal gun in defense on duty?
Okay. If you work for a private security company and you the person who is a security officer, you carry your gun to your duty point, it means your company has failed to ensure that you don't carry gun to the duty point. Because it is the company's responsibility, as we saw yesterday and today, if you were here early, you are not, it is the company's job to make sure that you don't carry gun, whether it is your personal one, you have registered, you are not allowed to carry it to the duty point. So the case is dead even before it goes to the court. That's how the law will look at it. Now,
wow.
If you have a licensed gun and in your house, armed robbers come and you use it, it is between you and the armed robbers. Okay. Your scenario, you have put two companies in trouble. Your company that has employed you and the company, the site you have been located or you have been deployed, you are going to give them a big problem because they know that they did not contract a security company whose guys are supposed to have gun.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if somebody died on their property, they are going to ask them, what happened and somebody was killed on your property? So that will be the time they will go to court and say, oh, but our agreement with the client, they're not supposed to.
Yeah.
So please, the law will deal with you because one, you're not supposed to carry firearm as a private security guard. Two, your company is not licensed to procure arms, to give arms to their guards.
Yeah.
But your scenario you have given, most cases in Ghana that has happened, it is just like you said.
Many times. Many times.
The company will not give the gun, but the individual has their gun.
Yes.
So when you use it, you are giving your company a big problem. Somebody is asking, does it mean I should be there for the armed robber to kill me? But you sign on to do a job knowing that you are not supposed to carry a gun. You are not. Even police, before you carry a gun to your house, you should have had a permit for it. The same for soldiers. Chief. Yes. No security officer is allowed to carry a gun to their house if they have not been given the permission to do so. So you see, even them, they need permission, written permission, to carry their official guns to their house. Okay. Any comments or questions?
Yeah,
yes,
Chief, I want to.
Chief. Yes, sir. My hand is up.
One at a time.
My hand is up.
Majid.
Sorry, can I finish?
Yes, please.
Majid first, then we'll come to Mr. Israel.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. Once again, I want to say a very big thank you for the education that you have infected on us. Actually, I tried joining yesterday and then the first day, but I couldn't. Today that I had the opportunity to join. I want to just find out. Most of us have acquired a lot of security training. If I don't mistake myself, I have a chance warfare security. That's the military camp. I have the certificate about 3. And I can see that for the flyer that you posted, there was something like how to acquire or operate even your own security distance. So I would like to know if you have already touched on that, or maybe.
No, that one is coming on. We are starting on Monday.
Oh, okay. All right. All right. Okay. Then thank you very much. I really appreciate it.
Thank you very much. And that one is paid. It's not free. Okay.
Sure.
Yeah.
I was, yeah.
Thank you
All
very
right.
much.
Thank you.
Mr.
Okay.
Israel, go ahead.
Yes, sir. Also regarding the same scenario, but in a different angle. Now, with this incident as you described, is it allowed for institution like the bank and the gold trading institution, as I used in the previous example, are they allowed to acquire gun and license it for themselves? Because, like, the reason I'm very careful with this, I know many of us have watched what happened some months ago last year at Adabraka. You know, I was living in the same area before I relocated. I relocated just some few months before the incidents. Now, these people, they didn't have guns, and the armed robbers have guns, not even a gun. So can they, as an enterprise, acquire the gun, license it for themselves for such cases?
As far as the law of Ghana, as it is, as we speak now,
yeah,
the answer is no.
Chief, if I may, I want to add something to what you just said.
Go ahead.
Yes, so I wish to add that, like you emphasized, if a security guard is properly trained, he, as part of the training, will know how to handle a robbery situation. The fact that you, the security guard, has a gun or a weapon is no guarantee that you can confront the robbers and, for that matter, save life. You will rather aggravate the issue because you are one person and you might not even be well trained to handle a weapon compared to the robber. So the fact that you have a weapon on you will rather aggravate the situation and result in the loss of lives. Remember, robbers are always jittery, and their mission is to get as much money or whatever they can get within the shortest possible time. And mind you, money and gold or whatever can be replaced, but human lives cannot. That's where I want to end. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any other question or comment?
Okay.
Any other comments or question?
What I'm doing, probably you choose on the side. So the regulations of the guns, the way you use it, when you acquire it as CID headquarters, they license it to you. They authorize you not to you only the bearer. So every year I go to the coast, you don't renew it. And it is allowed because the land of the loss is everybody can acquire it, but the way you use it, that is the problem. So at my point, I am organized the occasions at my orphanage. That is why I went to buy the property. It is registered in my name, so it's not transferable. That is it. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Any final comments? All right, so yesterday I stressed that if you want to ask for certificate for this training, we need evidence that you were in the class. So take the WhatsApp number and send a WhatsApp and tell us what you have come to learn. Every day, you are supposed to do that. We don't want to finish and then we'll be there you send a message to my people, okay, I joined this course, I need certificate. No. We don't do things like that. We want to make sure those who are supposed to earn a certificate, they earn it. Because of quality assurance. So it's just a reminder. I wish you well. We are happy, we are learning, we are meeting, we are networking, we are meeting new people. So I wish you well for coming. Have a great evening, and let's meet tomorrow, 5 p.m. Ghana time. Thank you.
Thank you, boss. But please, yes, you didn't inform us that every day we are supposed to do that like earlier. So that of yesterday, how do we go about it? Should we still go ahead and write?
Still go ahead. Yesterday, either you came late or you didn't hear.
Because I joined the meeting very early.
Okay, all right. So
I was the one trying to show you something. You were telling me what do I want to show you yesterday.
Okay, good. So please do that, because we want evidence that you were in the class. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Oh, there are a lot of messages here. Let me see. The Lord favors the
it's from Russ. It's from Russ. Yes. They shoot, then they go to the police station. They do their own thing there. You not hear of the matter again. But security that is on duty, they will come and lost his life just like that.